all right, I'm creating a community for founders on the blockchain in the form of a DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization. And I created a video for this and I shared it on different platforms, among which LinkedIn. And I got some feedback or a question, and I thought it would be good to share this with you as well, because maybe you have the same concern in your head. So the question was about connecting wallet to a vibecoded website would be a huge security risk. And I created my MVP in Lovable because I thought, let's create something quickly so that we can start, we can launch it and then validate it, which I think is very important in this stage. It's not important that everything is already tight. So that's also what I replied. First of all, thanks. So the magic of creating something as an MVP to validate and start is to not worry about getting all the tech and security 100% tight. I do agree that at some point that is important, but at the moment it's not as important as it will be later. I also said the security risk in the current setup is extremely low. That's why I kept it this simple, because that is true. If I would have chosen a more complicated setup, then yeah, that would have been a concern. Then another question was, there we are. And what I'm asking myself is, how will you make money from this? By selling the NFTs. What I said was, so my goal initially is not to make money out of it. My priority is to create a DAO, see how that works and see how it operates, to learn from it. Because I think that there's not enough information available on the internet, at least for me, to understand how a DAO works. So I wanted to create it myself. And then next to it, I gave some examples of how a DAO can make money in the end. So first of all, you have the member fee, where the DAO can generate money. But it can also be by creating events where also people from outside of the community can join, but also inside the community. They can create content together, but they can also start with doing consultancy, collaborative consultancy with multiple founders from the community, externally to companies or people that want to know something that the community has knowledge about. But it can also be that the community decides to shift towards an accelerator program. That actually happens. You have something called the Orange DAO that now shifted to, or at some point shifted to being an accelerator. And maybe founders decide to invest in a certain project, and they can also do that together. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. If you have any questions about this yourself, feel free to drop it in the comments.